Well, today I'm a great advocate of long-range shooting and varminting. It's one of my specialities I like doing. And for that, you really do need a premium scope. And basically, I know scopes are expensive these days, but you do get what you pay for. This scope in particular, it's kind of like bucks the trends a little bit. It's one of Zeiss's new scopes. It's the LRP S3 model. They're made in Japan, so it keeps the cost a little bit down, but it's all German technology with inside. And I particularly like this model. They come in two models. They do the 4 to 25 power by 50 millimeter objective, or you get a slightly higher power 6 to 36 by 56 millimeter diameter. So as you said, this is the S3. This is the 4 to 25 by 50. It's very short, compact little scope. I like these scopes. Are getting shorter these days. It's great. It gives much better handling characteristics to your rifle when you're shooting out in the field. This is, say, the 4 to 25 by 50. It's 3.4 inches long, and it only weighs 36.7 ounces. It's totally waterproof to 400 millibars, and it's also operational from -25 to plus 50 degrees centigrade, which is reassuring, shall we say. All the S3s now come with 34mm main body tube, which gives you a lot of elevation inside for elevation and windage adjustment. Basically, you get a good mounting area here, front and back, in front of the saddle and behind the saddle, so you can actually mount it on a Picatinny rail or a short or long action as you like. You have Zeiss's very, very nice satin hard anodized finish, so that's very scratch resistant. It's also waterproof as well, and as you said, -25 to 50 degrees centigrade operating temperatures. On this model here, you have the eye relief, which is you have fast focus on the back, the diopter here. I think it's 3 to 3.5 diopter plus and minus. And so it's fast focus, so you can get the reticule in focus for your eyes. And it gives you an eye relief, depending on the power of the scope, from 3 to 3.5 inches, which is very, very nice. And then if you look at the actual internals and the actual mechanics and the specification of the lenses, basically on the 4 to 25 you will get a exit pupil of 7.1 on full power down to 2.0 millimeters at the highest power, and then that translates to the twilight factors, which is 11.7 and 35.4. So it's giving you a good blend of low light capabilities, yet actually seeing the target in clarity at longer range. So that's what those figures mean. The field of view on this model is particularly good. I like the 4 to 25 because if you're stalking, it gives you the wide field of view when you're out in the woodland, so you can actually see more in case a deer or game is out of shot. But then zoom to 12, to 18, 25 maximum if you want that longer range shot. So on this model, you get 28.5 to 4.8 feet field of view at 100 yards distance. All the lenses inside are covered with the Lutotech T-Star coatings, which is a multi-coating, so fantastic contrast, rendition, zero aberration. So the T-Star finish is a very, very typical good quality Zeiss finish they have on their scopes. Another nice feature on these S3 series is their both first focal plane. That means the reticule is here in the saddle, so when you zoom the power up and down, the reticule changes with the power of your whatever you set it at. That way, the relationship of the reticule to the target you're shooting doesn't alter. I really like that. Some people say, yes, okay, the reticule gets bigger and it covers more of your game, but unless you're shooting very, very small game at very, very long ranges, I think it's an absolute bonus. And you don't have to keep remembering different drop criteria on different reticules at different power settings. So first focal plane is a way to go. You also have two choices as well on the adjustment. You can have Milrad, which we have here, or you can have the MOA adjustment. On the Milrad, it's in 0.1 mil clicks, so each click is 0.1 Milrad, and you get a total of 10 Milrad adjustments per rotation. And you have on this a double rotation, so you go all the way around again, up to 20 if you like, and further. It's fantastic. You do have Well, maximum adjustment, before I go on to the zero stop, the maximum adjustment on the elevation is very good due to the 34mm tube of 46.54 Milrad, and for windage you have a maximum adjustment of 17.45 Milrad, which is very, very impressive. So any long range shooting combined with, say, a Picatinny MOA 20 or 30 MOA bias scope base will get you right out there. Very, very nice. As you expect from Zeiss, the clicks are absolutely precise. No backlash, really, really precise. I like MOA, but I actually, having used this Milrad system, I find it's very, very, very interesting and very intuitive to use. And this gives you a fantastic windage and elevation adjustments, or reticule or graticules all the way down. So you can either use reticule itself for bullet drop compensation, or you can use the turrets, whichever you favour. And you'll see this out in the field when we were shooting at longer range later on in the video. You do also have a zero stop feature here. If you undo these three screws here, this will pop off. You then have 3 extra screws. This will come out, and there is a little stop here, ballistic stop. You can move around by doing it clockwise, and then that will give you a ballistic stop. So when you adjust at range, say 200, 400, you can go instantly back to 0 and it will stop. So you know in the field that you're back to zero, your zero, which is quite nice. Same with the windage. You can take this, lock it. This is actually lockable. You go in and out, that actually locks it, so you don't actually lose your position on your rotations here or your settings. So you lock it, undo the centerpiece, take it off, and again you can actually, there's a little pin, you can remove it or put it back in and have a zero stop as you like. On the windage, it's actually again adjustable for mil radian, and you have up to 5 mil radian either way, left or right. So I will put it back to 0 there. On the other side of the saddle, you have your battery, which is a typical CR2023 battery. I'm not sure how long it lasts for, but it'll last longer than you need it for. You also have a really interesting illumination, and the illumination has 5 settings in green illumination, or 5 settings in red, which is very nice. You have a choice, so a good contrast against your game or target in different lighting situations, and between each intensity setting there's a stop, so you can actually have it on, say, setting 3, medium brightness, and then I want to turn it off. You don't have to go all the way back to the beginning, you just turn it one stop and it's off, which is a nice little feature. And also with any high mag scope, you also need a really good parallax adjustment, and this is on the left side of the saddle. And one of the reasons these scopes are becoming very, very popular is because these S3s will parallax right down to 15 meters, which is fantastic because people are using them on high-end air rifles or 2-to rimfires. We're actually going to put this on a new Ruger Precision later and shoot it at range. You'll see how well it performs. So basically, overall, it's a very nice, compact, very well made, very well priced scope, made to the highest quality in Japan for Zeiss, but having all the features you'd expect from a very, very high-end rifle scope. Right, we're zeroed at 50 yards now with the SK long range. We're going to shoot the 100-yard crow. I'll aim at the head, we'll see the drop, and then we'll compensate on the Zeiss's reticule. Yeah, that's about 3 inches down, that looks it. Yeah, that's centre at 3 inches down again. Oh, we've got a bit of malfunction there. Let's try one more. Yeah, I'm now going to compensate using the Zeiss's reticule. Let's go up 1 and across. I'll aim at the head. Yep. That's just below the neck by the looks of it. That's just to the right. Yeah, still a bit low, so I need to go up a bit more. And this should be smack on the head. Yeah, right in the centre. Lovely, that's good. So that's working well. Great, so we 0 to 50 yards. We just shot the still silhouette with the SK long range at 100. We're getting about, from this range, about sort of 4-inch drop. So as you can see, we adjusted using the Zeiss reticule perfectly to get a point of aim or hits in the head at 100 yards. If you wanted to, I mean, it's up to you. You can actually adjust and actually use the centre crosshairs on the reticule and not use the stagia to adjust your bullet trajectory drop if you want to. So if you look through the scope now, you'll actually see that by adjusting from, if I aim at the head and we adjust down about 1.5 mm, you should see the reticule go down to where the initial drop of those shots were. So if you wanted to, you can now then go up here, back to the head, and that's 1.5 mm radian adjustment, and those shots will then hit the head. Yeah, or you can just go back to the 0 position and adjust using the reticule like so. I mean, that's the beauty of this system. You can either use the elevation and windage to adjust, or you can use the staging on the reticule. And, you know, it's up to you. You know, Zeiss have made it very, very easy. You know, even I can hit things at long range, so it's got to be good. Right, we zeroed at 100 yards and used Zeiss S3 scope with Hornady match ammunition at 6.5 Creedmoor, and that shoots a 147 grain ELD match bullet. So what we're going to do now, as you can see, the turrets are not on 0, so I've loosened these 3 Allen keys, which now makes this can spin without actually clicking any adjustments. So I can go back to 0. So now we know on 0, that is 100 yards 0. I tighten these up. I'll tighten all 3 up, and then we're going to shoot targets out to 350 yards. We're zeroed in now at 100 yards, so with the trajectory worked out on these Hornady match, I reckon at 350 yards we need 1.7 mm of adjustment, so that's 17 clicks we do up. We've got a slight wind fishtailing from left to right, so maybe 0.5 mm of wind, but let's aim dead on with 17 clicks, 1.7 mm round of adjustment. I think that went high right. Let's try again. Right, we're just going right, so let's go a little bit, well, the wind's blowing a bit more now. Let's go off to the left. Yep, hit. So that's taking it off 0.2, 0.4 of a mil off left adjustment for the wind, and we're bang on it. Yeah, bang on at 350. Well, that's pretty good. I'm pleased with that. Okay, we'll go home a little bit off to the left now, but that was dead on at 1.7 Milrad at 350. The Hornady match. Let's try again. The sun's come out. Oh, I think that's slightly right. Try again. Yep, that's a hit. I'm going to go for the crow on the right hand side of the other crow. Yeah, that's a hit too. Lovely. Oh, the clarity on this S3 is fantastic. And there we are, that's adjusting for mil radian from 100 to 350 with a Hornady match and aiming dead on. Right, okay, now what we're going to do is I'm going to leave it on the 100 yards 0 and adjust using the reticule without adjustment on the Milrad on here and see how that works. So I think we're shooting a little bit low. I'm going to find the targets. There we are. That's 1.7. should be about there. Yeah, right in the base of that crow. Let's try another one. God, this reticule's fantastic. 1.7. Well, I think that's just below it. We'll do the crow to the right again. 1.7. Yeah, the wind's got up a little bit, so let's just do across here. Yeah, solid hit. Oh, that's fantastic. So on the S3 you can either use the stadia to adjust for the elevation, or you can use the turrets. It's as simple as that with the S3. Brilliant. So I've adjusted up now 1.8. I'm going to aim for the crow on the right hand side. The wind has picked up, so let's give it a go. Yeah, solid hit. Nice. That's giving it about 0.2, is it? Not much off for the wind, 0.2. Try again. Yep, still hitting a little bit low. Let's go for 3. A bit higher. Yeah, that's 3 out of 3 hits. That's fantastic. This Seiko S20 and a Hornady match ammunition with this Zeiss S3 is a good combination, isn't it? Fantastic.